Hello there, it's Jay here from Jay's Vintage Junk, and today we're going to have a look at something a little bit unusual. I was having a dig in my junk. As I said in one of my previous videos, I'm looking at converting my attic into a computer room. And I was digging for all my junk, and I came across this. Now it just looks like a random circuit board, but I've done a little bit of research, and I think this thing's quite interesting. It's actually, as far as I'm aware, it's a graphics card, basically. It seems though it was used with the Apple II, which, as you know, I am working on an Apple II at the moment. It is a Digisolve VGP-64. Now, I've had a look on the web, and there seems to be virtually no information about this thing. I could find a bit of information about something which is called a VGP2, which is an Apple card. It's an Apple video card. It fits inside the Apple. All I could find about this was a picture of an interface board for one of these, which goes inside an Apple with a large pin connector on it, which I think mates up to that there. So you would have had the smaller card, which doesn't have a lot. It's got some 74 series logic on it, from as far as I can see, in a few resistor packs. That goes inside the Apple, and that would have then driven this board externally. What I've found out about it so far, we've got 386K of RAM in 64K banks. That's probably the reason I actually kept this board, to be totally honest, because these would be okay in like an Atari or something like that. Obviously, if they're any good. I really don't know the working state of this board. I'm not even 100% sure where I got it from. It might have been one of my neighbours who was a university lecturer in electrical engineering. He might have given it me. If he did, I'd probably only been 12 or 13 at the time, so it's a wonder it survived at all. But anyway, it looks like it might be quite an interesting board. It's based around a video processor here, which, as we can see, is a EF9365P. Is that an Hitachi logo on it? I'm not sure. Yeah, that seems to be the video processor on it. This is all the DRAM. So we've got 3 banks there. We have some logic in the middle, and then we have another 3 banks there. I'm really not sure what to say about this thing. Like I said, I've never seen one before. I can't find very much information on the web at all. I think it might be quite rare. It's probably not worth anything, but I think it might be quite rare. I'm thinking that these connectors... Oops, hang on a minute. Let's see if I can turn it round. I am thinking that these connectors here might be the video output. We've got some transistors. They're the only transistors on the board. And these connectors, unfortunately nothing's marked, so without some data on it, I don't really know whether I'm going to be able to do anything with it. Now let me just turn it back around. So I think they're the outputs. That is, I'm pretty certain that there, let me go probe something, this here is how it talks to the computer. That's the control bus. I've confirmed that we've got +5 input there and ground there. There's also some +5 and ground test points up here. I have metered them across right down to there, so I can confirm that's the power input. It has a crystal. It's got a 14 megs crystal on it. This I presume that's some kind of later edition. It doesn't look original. There's quite a bit of wire wrap on here as well. Now, whether that's original, whether it's modifications, whether it's revisions, I don't know. I think it says this is a revision 1 board. It's got like date screen printing on it, but there's nothing been filled out. There's a few unpopulated connectors and IC sockets. Again, whether that was for expansion, whether it was just to replace an IC if something got damaged, I honestly don't know yet. There's an unpopulated edge connector there. Dates on this. The board, if we look, is dated 1982. It was electrically tested by Whitley Electronics Limited. You're right. Date codes. All the RAM, every single piece seems to be all the same, and the dates of 29th week of 1984. The processor is dated 1986, 23rd week of 86. Now the 74 series logic on here has got all kinds of dates. Some of it's 83. I think the latest one I found, which I presume must have been a replacement, was 87. So either the board was late produced using whatever they had in stock, where it's been repaired multiple times. I really don't know. I would dearly love to get it up and running. I don't know whether I'll be able to do that or not. I have a few Apple IIs, so I've got a computer to drive it. I don't have the interface card for it. I have one picture of it. Like I said, there doesn't seem to be a lot on it. It's basically a edge connector for the Apple. It has a connector like that on it, and it has about half a dozen 74 series logic ICs, and it has a couple of little resistor packs like that on it. That's as far as I've found. So there's no intelligence in the other board. This has got all the intelligence. It's got a processor. There's no ROM on here that I can see. So everything must be done in that. So there's not that much glue logic on here really. There's it's mostly, the whole board's mostly RAM. So if anyone out there in YouTube land, or anyone else that sees this, knows more about this board, has an interface board for it, would be really nice, so I could see if I can get it working. Or a technical reference manual. The interface board looks so simple, to be honest. If I could get perhaps a photocopy of the original board so I could see the traces and work it out, I could probably make one. So the heart of the machine's here. I've even seen some reference to some software. I think it's for the later board that the company produced, but there might be something they can do with that software on the Apple II. It is all for the Apple II that will do something with this board. I think that's all I can really say for it for now. Just I thought I'd share that with you all. It's like I said, it's something a little bit unusual. I don't think these were really made in vast quantities. From what I could gather, the VGP-2 board that they sold was basically a cut-down version of this. This, from what I can gather, was able to produce 4,000 colours, and it had a resolution of 512 by 512, which for the mid-80s was pretty damn good. I believe the newer board that fits inside the Apple didn't do the colour without a additional add-on board. I think it did the same resolutions, and I found that I think it cost about $20,000. So God only knows what this thing cost new. God only knows how many were produced. It would be really nice to find that information out. I think I've waffled on long enough about this now, so I will leave it there. So thanks for watching, and goodbye.